Welcome to Catherine the Paint. Today's project is going to be to do some alcohol inks on some light switch covers. I have a commission for 13 of these, and I'm going to be doing a variety of different techniques and mediums. So I thought I would do maybe 3 with the alcohol inks. I'm going to do some with acrylics. I'm going to do, I don't know what all, different techniques. So let's just do this. Okay, so for this first light switch cover, I have gotten a palette out and have put drops of the alcohol ink in it. I have a yellow and a brown that I'm mixing together, and an orange, a blue, a green, and a purple, or maybe, no, 2 blues, not a green, and 2 different oranges. So I'm kind of wanting a sunset beach, but I don't really think I accomplished that so much. But I still like the end result, so that's fine. So I put down like the beach color first, which was just the yellow and the brown mixed together, and then like an aqua color for the water, and then another blue, and then the purple. So I'm using a brush this time. I've not used a brush with the alcohol inks yet, so I'm just trying it out. So I am not using anything but 91% alcohol and the inks. I'm not using blending solution or anything at this stage, or in this project at all. So I'm just putting the color down, and then I put a little bit of alcohol ink in it, and then move it around a little bit and do that again. I have to say, I find doing the alcohol inks so mesmerizing. It is just like meditation. It is amazing. I love it. And the mess is minimal. I should have been wearing a glove on my left hand on this one. I pick it up a little bit with my right, but really I have noticed that really I just need a glove on my left hand so I don't stain my hand. But the alcohol inks don't take up much space. So I have a little bitty bin that I just keep them in, and a bottle of alcohol, and the little bottle that I pour the alcohol in to squirt it on this stuff. And I use my turner, my Lazy Susan, and I just put a piece of parchment paper down, and then put my tile or my paper or light switch cover on it. And it's like a small space and doesn't take up much space. It's easy to get out and get out. You know, you don't have any prep work. Like with acrylics, you have to pour your paints, you know, like mix them all together and everything. So this is like, if you just have 15 minutes, you can totally just grab your alcohol inks and make a tile. And then you have something finished and you feel like you've accomplished something. So just something to think about, guys. So I'm still just playing with the colors, trying to make that look like a sky, a sunset at the beach. So this one was a lot of fun, but I struggled a little because I had a preconceived idea of what I wanted. But there it is. We'll see it at the end again. So on the second one, I want to do it's like garden, just fuchsia colored flowers, the magenta colored flowers, and greenery. So I am putting down the greens, and I put down a few drops, and then I just take the alcohol ink and drop it. And I'm using my airbrush on this one. So Just blowing it out with the airbrush. So I'm doing the lower right hand corner and the upper left hand corner with green, and then I'm going to put the fuchsia flowers in the upper right hand corner and the lower left hand corner. So it will kind of look like these flowers are up close, but not like detailed, like you're making a garden. That's the idea. I had put some black down in the corners because I thought I was going to try to blow it out like you blow out like the flowers that are the main centerpiece, but didn't really like that because I don't have the space on these light switch covers, so I kind of just regrouped. So I'm trying to lighten up the black that's dried there in the corner. That's what those dots are. Now we're going to get out our fuchsia in a minute. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm just going to keep messing with the green. You never know. It's really a learning process of what reactions you're going to get moving it around. It is amazing using one color that you can get so many different shades. Then I just used a little Revlon dryer to dry it. Now I'm putting the fuchsia down. So if you're new to alcohol ink, I say go for it. Pick a technique that you want to learn and then start with a beginning technique and then just go for it. So I've done some tiles where I made the flowers. And now I've been playing around with the abstract. And next I want to do some landscapes. So that's going to be the next technique I want to learn. I did that abstract with the doodles too on it. That was the first one that I did. That's a really good place to start. Just get some color down and then doodle on top of it. It's so fun. Alright, so this one is starting to look like flowers and greenery. I'm new to using an airbrush too, so I had ordered it like 6 months ago and then had not ever gotten it out of the box. So I used it to make the flowers, the blowout flowers, for the first time ever. It was fun. It's awkward. You've got to get the movement down. But it's pretty easy to use. Alright, so just drying it off with the airbrush, blowing it, and I think we are done. Alright, tile number 3. This is just going to be a abstract in blue. So I just put down 2 blues, just dropped it around, and I am using a tool that I am finding very, very addictive. I like it even better than the airbrush. And this is the Ranger Inks blow tool, and it's bulbous. with a long thing, spout, and you just push it and it pushes air. So it's like using a straw, except you're not having to breathe in the alcohol, and you can get at better angles without blocking the view. And it dries it, so you can puff it so it moves it, or you can kind of just puff it. And so then it helps dry the alcohol ink, so you can move on without moving it around too much. So it's very flexible. I actually really enjoy using it. So I pretty much like put a color in my left hand and drop it, get the alcohol bottle again in my left hand, and then just use the Ranger puffer in my right hand, and it's a very smooth movement. It's very, very efficient. I didn't think it was going to be worth it, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. But then I heard people raving about this tool, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to try it. I highly recommend it. Alright, sorry guys, we have an ambulance coming by, so I don't know if y'all can hear that. Alright, so I decided I wanted some dark, so I added just a little bit of black to this, because I wanted some depth. So you can get some depth with just one color in alcohol ink, because you can get varying degrees of it. But I actually had used 2 blues, but sometimes you just want a little black. Alright, this is looking really good. So you can literally mess with one little piece all day long if you desire. So at some point you have to say, I really like it at this point, and then stop and walk away. So that's what I'm doing. I think it's done. So let's review all 3. Alright, here are the dried and varnished results for these switch covers. I guess we're going to call this part 1, because I've got 13 of these to do. So there's 1, there's 2, and then there's 3. I think they turned out really pretty. So this one was supposed to look like flowers with greenery, the magenta and the greens. Just playing around with different looks with the alcohol inks. This was really so much fun. I am really having fun playing with the alcohol inks. So, alright, well the next part of the series will be something different. So, will be acrylic pours on some switch plates. So, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. Be inspired.